Hey there, everyone. Teehashee here, and on this auspicious occasion, we're testing out my new webcam. And why this video? Well, so way back during the pandemic, about a year ago, almost to the day, this audio recording was made, and probably if you can see the little light, the little green light on my mic, maybe you can't see it at all. Anyway, it was red instead of green, which means none of that audio got recorded. So anyway, I made 2 episodes, and now here we are a year later. We've got a webcam, and we're testing it out on these videos. And I have to redo the audio for them. It's been a year, so my mouse and everything else, my mouse and my actions probably won't line up perfectly, but doesn't matter, right? We're here, back again after a year, looking at RogueTech. This is the second half of this space assault mission. I went ahead and looked at the first half so that I knew what I was talking about a little bit. Again, my stuff might not sync up perfectly, but I have a relative idea of what we're going into. So here we are, wrapping up the tail end of this space assault mission. You probably notice at this point, so we're pretty much on top of it. We've got the Lance down and taking down turrets, which is perfect. Probably a lot of people commented or noticed that we only have to destroy 2 buildings, and with a mixed lance probably could have just focused those buildings down and got the hell out of there instead of dinking around and fighting this entire time. And if that was your assessment, probably fair. Probably a fair assessment. But we're here taking down, what have we got left? Couple mechs. Must be the Banshee and the Stalker are what's left, if I remember right. Been a year, so we'll see how accurate I am. It looks like I've isolated them with line of sight to get these final turrets down. Got our Highlander up here with our commander in it. Hasn't been shot at all. So I'm looking to push it up, get some hits into it instead of into our Precious Panther. Blammo. Not quite enough to zero that turret, but if you played this game at all, you know that LRM turrets are the spawn of Satan, and so pretty much public enemy number 1, trying to get those things killed. And I think I'll dump everything. Yeah, 100% get it killed. So yeah, wasn't necessary, but there we go. It's dead. Kintaro's cooking a little bit. Looks like we're gonna wait to see if we can't draw out the Banshee, at least get these guys to move, shoot at the Highlander. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if I knew at this point that this thing was a Stalker. I probably knew, but Stalker doesn't really need to close, and this is really bad terrain for the Stalker because basic Stalkers don't have jump jets. In this game you can put jump jets on the Stalker. I don't think there are any canon Stalkers with jump jets, even though it would be a great mech to have jump jets on. So yeah, big priority to try and salvage this Banshee, this 3S, because it's a monster. Yeah, there we go. Trying to blow up that head. There's a shot into it. Nice. Good start. feel like a viewer sitting down watching this with you guys. It's like when... No, that's like arrogant sounding. I was gonna be like, oh, it's like a director sitting down watching their own work or something like. But no, it's not like that. I made a YouTube video. That's it. So we're here trying to figure out what to do with our Kintaro without wasting its turn. I mean, it's still in pretty good shape, as you can see, but our heat is high. We've been pushing that Kintaro this entire mission as our scout. It's been doing a good job. Yeah, see, I elected just to manage my heat and sensor lock. Just wait. There we go. Now we can use everyone. But yeah, as you noticed, I could have taken these buildings down at any time. In the previous video, I'm pretty sure I stated that it was a prime plan that once we saw that Banshee, we were going to try and salvage it. And there it goes. Big Gauss rifle right to the face. So this is funny. The other thing that I said in the previous video is that I was, planning on killing this lance and the turrets, and that was going to be the whole mission, right? That there, probably wouldn't be reinforcements, right? No reinforcements, right, guys? And like, look at this. Mission's basically over. Like, we have this one assault turret left, and the stalker, and these like last buildings to destroy. I'm just figuring out what order to do it in. This Panther. I don't think I ever do a video on the Panther, especially in this series, but I'll talk about this Panther a little bit. Because in like MechWarrior 5, the Panther's pretty bad. Like, speed is life in MechWarrior 5, and the Panther is a slow, light mech. And like, it's, oh look, reinforcements. And like, I'm confused because I still don't know. Like, it's like, okay, reinforcements, but we don't know where they are. It's been the entire mission. We don't know where they've been the entire mission. No idea. But, oh well. Something we get to deal with now. Anyway, in MechWarrior 5, the Panther is slow and frail and sort of commits the cardinal sin of having primary weapons, one of which is on the arm. And again, it's a light mech, and light mechs run into this problem where you need your guns spread out across the mech, because when stuff breaks, if you lose the PPC, or in our case the large laser, on the Panther, that's not more than half of your damage, especially because it's your energy weapon, and so losing it is a big deal, and it makes the Panther pretty bad in MechWarrior 5. In this game, I turned it into a sniper. You can keep it in the backfield. You can keep your big mechs in between it and the bad guys, so if they focus it, you can punish them. So you can do cool things like manipulating your opponents in this game. There's cool stuff that you can do with light mechs that you just can't really do in MechWarrior 5 because it doesn't have that sort of strategic aspect. So, but here we're playing around with it, getting a little greedy, in my opinion, because like, I'm at heat, trying to figure out what to do with my heat, trying to get some damage in on this stalker, and it's just overexposing that Panther. Yeah, seeing they immediately shoot back at it wasn't the best call, and I go, oh, whoops. And yeah, so like, I figured out where this lance is, basically because of where that PPC shot came from. They've been basically behind this hill like the entire time, and not really closing on the base that they're supposed to be defending. I think it's because the terrain on this map is too crazy, and I don't think any of the mechs in this second lance that come up have jump jets. But the other issue is that I don't know where to evac to yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do once this. Yeah, see, look at me being greedy, overextending that Panther, and just getting absolutely hammered for it. It was a really bad call. Running mixed lances is fun, but you need to play really precisely. Otherwise things will go wrong. There's the end of that. Stalker, their scout is dead, so they don't get any more free shots. Which must have been what I concluded, is I can't really protect the Panther at this point. There are too many mechs in the reinforcements lands. So what can you do? You gotta kill a scout. And I think at this point I've also determined that I'm not in a position to fight an entirely new lance of probably fresh mechs. And so instead, we're going to kill these two buildings and we're going to get out of here. Yeah, look at that damage. That was a big mistake. And in this game, to evac, you need all your mechs in the evac zone. You can't just walk one mech into the circle like you can with MechWarrior 5. It makes sense for MechWarrior 5 why you can't do that, because you only control one mech, and so it would be really frustrating to try and wrangle all of the AI and all of the mechs into the circle just to finish the mission. Okay. So that's our first structure, and the second structure is almost dead as well. And we still haven't seen anything of this lance, which kind of reinforces my belief that they're been pretty much stuck back there the entire match, because otherwise we would have been fighting them, and it would have been a lot worse. And they're all like direct fire mechs for the most part. I think the Panther got hit by some LRM there a second ago, but regardless, we're all the way in the back of the map the entire match until now, with probably no line of sight on our back mechs anyway, and only line of sight on our scout on the Kintaro. Okay, so we know what we need to do to get out of here. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this last turret for the bonus. You get a little bit of money. And I still haven't put any eyes. There we go. 75 ton, 75 ton, 70 ton. See, it's not an insubstantial lance at all. 65 ton. It's a real lance. And they're between us and the evac. So we're just going to reserve, make them use their movement up. Luckily, the heavier mechs in the lance are in really good shape, but not in good enough shape to fight a whole lance of heavy mechs. Yeah, see, they're like split up too in a weird way, but yeah, they've been back there the entire match. I'm pretty sure here I decided to make my move. I don't know why I didn't jump into the building ruins right there instead. Maybe I just didn't catch it. Black Knight, Scary Mech, Thunderbolt, it looks like. I think the other is a cataphract. What else? But yeah, we're just deciding what to do here, who to attack. They've all got good pilots. They've all got their defense up, except for the turret. I'd probably go for the turret. That would be smart. But I don't remember. I'll have to wait to see what I decide. So there's a pretty long pause in there that I must have stepped away for, or I was talking to my wife, so I'll cut that out, and there might be a little blip in the recording. Still deliberating about what to do with this. Yeah, it's a Marauder, another mech that needs to be taken seriously. Full resolve. Got pretty much nothing to lose by using it, but can't really miss a turret. There, blam. It was the right call. It's an easy shot. Turrets can't dodge. Can't do anything about you shooting at them. And it's one less enemy on the field. Like, bam. So, good to be rid of it. Good to have them gone. The entire lance is jump capable, so we're pretty sure at this point that we can outmaneuver these guys. It's just a question of how. Because we're not in a good position to fight them. Yeah, it's like, get this Panther out of here, get it away from this. Doesn't even matter if you shoot with it. Doesn't matter what you do at this point. Just keep Proxima safe. That was a big mistake, especially when I knew that there were reinforcements to do that, to push up with her like that. Brainless. I wonder if I decide to brace here, because I know I did my coolant vent, but you can coolant vent and brace. And yeah, see, there we go. That was the right call. I made a mistake, but I'm not going to commit to that mistake. I'm going to try and fix it. Yeah. So basically at this point it looks like we've committed to running, which again is the right call, because there really isn't anything to gain by fighting this lance either. Like, you get some money, but we put everything into nice. She annihilated her own building. Very funny. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's the end of the mission, but it is funny. But yeah, we're committed to getting out of here, because there's some money for defeating this lance, but we already headshot that Banshee, right? Our salvage is going to be full. We already know, like, it's a end game mission. We already know that there's going to be plenty of salvage. So much better to keep pushing. Figuring out how to harass this Black Knight we're going to have pretty much unlimited precision strikes for the rest of the battle. Thunderbolt doing Thunderbolt things. Teehashee gets hit in the face. Pretty much tradition at this point, though. I think I go with jumping back here because I don't really have anything to lose by doing that. And this lance has to focus on a target to get anything done because these guys we have in front have enough health that they would have to focus one of them down to get anything done. So basically, what the idea is if I keep moving around and tempting them to move towards the bottom of the map, basically where we dropped in, it moves them away from our exit point, right? They have to rotate around just to shoot back at us. And we know they want to shoot this Panther, right? So again, if you keep... You can do this in MechWarrior 5 too, if you know... Because the AI will definitely try and focus your damaged mechs, and you can use that by... You need to be working with like a human. Your lance mates are pretty thick when it comes to figuring that stuff out. But you can manipulate people to overextend and shoot them in the back. Just shoot with this AC5. Got a little bit of ammo left, not too much. Yeah, see, that's what I must have noticed. I've only got a couple shots left, and I want to save them for a knockdown. But that's just fine. They're shifting, like I said. They were shooting there at the Highlander. Now they're shooting at the Kintaro. Keeping them off balance, keeping them shooting at different targets with high evasion. Resolve is full again. And I'll probably just be pushing headshots to reduce the number of enemy mechs. It's a big thing in these late battles that you just need to reduce the number of enemies that you're fighting. Because, like in MechWarrior 5, the game is more than happy to toss 3 times as many mechs as you've got at you. This game is a lot fairer in MechWarrior 5, because again, in MechWarrior 5, you could just smash stuff in the face, core stuff out, build a mech just for that, and you can destroy 20 mechs in a mission, right? It doesn't matter as much because the game isn't balanced the same way. But in this game, like, I'm not saying we fought 12 mechs here, but 2 lances plus a full lance of assault turrets. That's a big fight. That was the fight that I was afraid of when we dropped in this mission. Probably deciding if reserving makes any sense. Kinda doesn't, though. Just keeping this little bit of terrain in between them and us so that only 1 or 2 mechs can see us at any time. I did decide that I had enough armor remaining. But that was like an Alpha Strike from the Black Knight. Some stuff missed, but that's a lot of damage. Boy, they missed with everything. You must hate yourself. Because it's a Highlander. It's easier to hit in this game and had very low evasion. Very solid jump. Jump like that. Like, even if I were not to shoot, a jump like that would basically force that lance to recalculate in terms of having a, you just can't have a Kintaro behind you, right? Kintaro hits, depending on how you build it, Kintaro can hit as hard as a Thug can, and it's just, you just can't ignore it if it's going to be behind you like that. Which again is going to force them not to look at the Panther. It's going to force them to split fire between that and the Highlander, because again, they're going to be in between the Highlander and the Kintaro here in a second, and you can't really have that. Just doing some more free damage. Probably getting through that Black Knight. Black Knights have pretty decent armor for what they are, at least. And a lot of firepower, but that much damage, probably eating away at that Black Knight pretty well. Getting worried about Apex being separated from the Lance. She's gotta catch up. So that's what we're doing. And this, I mean, you guys are probably, you could tell at this point, but it's a desert map, and managing our heat has been a big aspect of this mission. Like, it's a 2-episode mission, and it's just because we fought one Lance, we fought the base, we managed our heat, and then we have this reinforcement Lance, and we have to evac to pass the mission. I mean, we're going to this time because it's the smart thing to do. So there's me just recalculating. Probably just gonna, well, we'll see. You'd think I'd jump back up on this rock, but it's gonna give them the entire Lance. Yeah, see, I just checked that arm to see if it's smart, but I think I'll jump up there and rotate the mech. We'll see how smart I am. That's what I'm feeling right now. You could still jump around the hill, but you need them shooting at somebody. Yeah, see, that was the right call. So yeah, we've just basically flashed them, dropped Trow right in front of them, but we answer back by knocking off a side of that Black Knight. So let's see how much they shoot at the Highlander. Boy, that pilot, they'll probably fire him after this mission, because I'm sure that Cataphract lives, but he missed every shot. Every shot that he took, he missed. I'm going to take the shot standing still, I think. Hit the head. There's the knockdown. I don't know why I did a called shot on the head. Again, we have salvage, but this is a thing. This is like a groove that I get into in this game. It's like, oh, I did it because Ace Pilot. Oh, maybe I am smart. I can't tell. I honestly can't tell most of the time if I have a brain or not. I'm trying to decide if I should make a jump. No, I just walk because I'm running too hot. And they can shoot at the Kintaro some more. It would be fine. There we go. Smart play. Probably shoot our LRMs. Maybe kill this. Yeah, see, I'm still like looking at salvage, and it's like we shot that Banshee right in the face. Like, it's, are you gonna take a Black Knight over a Banshee? Maybe if it's a regular Banshee, but this is no normal Banshee that we just shot in the face. So I guess what I'm saying is I apologize for wasting everyone's time, for sitting around dinking around with this Black Knight when we should just be getting out of this mission. So here I'm evaluating, because the Marauder is pristine. It hasn't been shot once this entire mission. And I'm trying to rotate it into a position where it can get shot. Probably turn some more guns on, maybe. Yeah, so there goes the CT. Called the shot on the head. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't know. Maybe because I don't have a Black Knight yet. That's probably it. Is I was playing, I saw the Black Knight. I was like, it's the very end of the game. If I don't salvage a Black Knight now, it's not going to happen. And I mean, I'm not special in this regard, but the Black Knight is a cool looking, fun to use, great mech. A lot of people like the Black Knight, and there's a reason for that. So the Panther's in a good place where she is, so I'm trying to figure out how to use her without her getting killed. Yeah, so there's a shot for the Marauder, just fine. Absolutely alright. I mean, I downgraded the Marauder's PPCs to large lasers, and it still has an AC5, which means it probably has maxed armor plus jump jets. That's how I'd typically do things. There. Nice big hits for the Marauder. She dodged enough of them. And you could see there for a second that our positioning is now perfect, right? Like they're on the wrong side of the rock, and on the opposite, we forced them to basically rotate around so that they're away from the evac zone, they're on the wrong side of the rock, and we're on the correct side of the rock, and we have line of sight and a straight shot at the evac zone. So I made those mistakes that got that Panther as damaged as it is, but other than that, I played this pretty dang well. Yeah, see, I'm probably deciding that the Marauders had enough. I can take a lot, but it's still not a Highlander. Am I going to commit it again? I'll probably just rotate the mech if that's the case, but like that leg is damaged. Yeah. But I probably concluded like these guys have to keep shooting at these mechs if they decide to shoot at someone else. I mean, they're all pretty slow as well without jump jets. That's another advantage we had here, is that we can jump. It's just one of those things. Like, jump jets are so good in RogueTech compared to MechWarrior 5, and you just, when you switch between the games, it's just infuriating because you use the jump jets in MechWarrior 5, and they're worthless. Almost completely useless. I need to do Mech Commander for you guys one of these times, because this game is a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but it's similar enough to Mech Commander that it makes me want to play it again. And I'm curious to go back and look, because I played Mech Commander when I was like not an adult, and it would be interesting to see, especially after playing this game, what you can do in Mech Commander that I didn't do last time. Oh, that Thunderbolt is almost headshot. We have the heat. Yeah, see, I went... You could just get like a random dice roll on the head, and that's probably what I was thinking. It's just like one missile into the face, and it would die. But I think even now, again, this was a while ago, but I think even now, somewhere in the back of my head, I'm going, I can beat this mission. You know, I can do it. And it's not like I'm not going to beat it. That's one of those things about being like, I mean, you're playing a game, so the stakes aren't really that high, but still, it's one of those things where like you don't need to make those kinds of sacrifices. There's really nothing to gain. It's like another 10% money on a mission that I guarantee you that I took salvage for. So it would be like 10K C-bills in a universe where everything is worth millions and millions of C-bills. Everything is all hyperinflated, kind of like now. And so, am I going to roll this precision strike? I mean, again, it's the end of the mission. Why not? Didn't hit it, though. That pilot's got to be panicking. 6 shots left in the Gauss. Yeah, he's overheated. But look at all that cooling. Wow, that was impressive. Pretty well built mech, that Highlander. That's the SLDF one though, so it's special. So yeah, now we're out of here. Like, they've even lost line of sight with us. They don't even, like, can you imagine if that was you, like, showing up with like a full lance and, like, I guess give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, these guys aren't damage control. Like, that base has been attacked. It's been annihilated. That, like, command lance that we attacked, what was it, like, Dragon, Stalker, Banshee. What was the fourth one? Oh, it was a Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk Scout. Nice mixed lance, right? Something that we would take in, honestly, and do just fine with, is been wiped out. So their minds probably aren't on just getting us killed. They probably got people in that wreckage. Okay, Kentaro is out, but here, get to the evac zone. 1 out of 4 units. Got 2. Get them all out of there. Panther showing its back, because why wouldn't you at that point? Same thing in MechWarrior 5. I don't really talk, I mean, it's a much more fast-paced game, so I really don't talk about MechWarrior 5 strategy. But don't hesitate. Like, if you're gonna get cored out, turn your mech around. It's something that, like, it annoys me about playing with other people, but it's the same thing about playing with AI. It's, you still have back armor. Turn your mech around. And, like, back armor plays a much bigger role because it's much more difficult to rotate your mech in MechWarrior 5 than it is in this game. Like, in this game, you just turn it around. It doesn't really cost you anything, including time in this game. That's probably what it is that it just doesn't cost you any time to do that. Yeah, we're checking jumps and sprints, but this really is there. We can sprint in there. Really is rough terrain. Hard to get around in. Check our sprint. Can't quite make it, so we're gonna jump. And they're gone. Okay. Let's Mira yoink us out of there. And then housekeeping and building the Banshee. But yeah, pretty fun mission. I remember it being tense. Yeah. Pretty close. She was much closer to getting leg than she was to getting cored out. She'd only just begun to lose center torso armor, but still. So we're looking at the candy. It's a really nice LRM5, and you need as many LRM5s as you can get. We're looking for plus damage medium lasers, because that's a big thing in this game. You can get medium lasers that just straight up do more damage. And why wouldn't you? Like, it's a medium laser that does more damage. But yeah, nothing so fancy. So we take the plus stability damage, LRM5, plus crit is pretty much useless. Yeah, see, we were also building on the Black Knight and probably hoping for 2 pieces. And obviously I'm sitting here deliberating, oh, should I commit to this Banshee and get the entire Banshee, or should I try and finish this Black Knight before the end of the game? But I mean, it was the obvious call. I got another piece of Stalker, which is fine. Can't argue with that. Stalker's probably best 85 tonner in the game. Probably. But yeah, clean enough mission for the difficulty, at least. And a mixed lance as well. Definitely ran a solid mission. It was fun though. I remember. And at this point, I don't know how long. It's pretty close to the end of the series, so I can't really remember how long I've been running mixed lances with you guys, but it's been for a minute. So yeah, here Yang is talking about the virtues of the 3S, like the regular Banshee is faster and just as heavily armored, but has no guns on it, so it's kind of bad. And the 3S is like the opposite. You can't switch engines typically in these games because it messes with the balance of the game. And in this one, it's just a Banshee with a different mission. Here I'm talking about the virtues of the Argo, because of course the Leopard is on the side of the Argo. I rail on MechWarrior 5 all the time because you're stuck in the Leopard, right? And you look at the size of the Leopard versus the Argo, it's just, God, the Leopard sucks in MechWarrior 5. Being stuck in the Leopard and you're like a legendary MechWarrior lance that like takes on Comstar, it's like you're in a Leopard. It's just a lie. None of that is true. Like, that's what you write on your social media. It's like, oh, I took on Comstar in a Leopard, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever, Giga Chad. Yeah, so look at that monster. What a glorious machine. Arguably as good or better than an Atlas. You'll see here, because the thing the Banshee has is hard points. Like, look at that. Like, look at its firepower. Like, I'm a big square, so I'll do away with the autocannons and the missiles and the PPCs, all the heavy weapons. I'm gonna get rid of all of that. Let's look at that heat efficiency. So yeah, but again, like, if you had to take a stock mech into combat, like, managing heat is very doable even with poor heat efficiency. And this mech doesn't, like, look at all the heat sinks, right? Doesn't necessarily have poor heat efficiency. It just doesn't have enough heat efficiency for its current loadout. Like, you'd never be able to fire all those guns. And so we'll get rid of them. But yeah, again, if you were somehow in this situation where they just stuck you in a mech and they're like, we're going to give you a 3S, it'd be like, okay. Way better than getting a Cyclops, even though I like it. Yeah, we'll do away with the SRM-6, I think. We're going to need center torso space for ammunition and armor. It's got, it's got very solid armor. It's a good mech, but we're going to tweak it. We're going to even out its range profile too, because it's got kind of Atlas-itis in the sense that it's got like oh, I've got like my sliding scale, right? I'll do a video on the sliding scale where it's just like PPC, long range, mid range, AC-10, medium lasers, short range, SRM-6. And it's like makes sense in theory, and in like a tabletop sense, it also kind of works, right? In this game, it kind of works, but it's you want to specialize your mechs. In this game, I do like and the game pushes you to do this, but your mechs will have like a block of stats, right? Um, all of the stats like up in the corner, they'll all be like about the same value, right? About halfway full. And because you want like a good mix of mobility, firepower, range, heat efficiency, yada yada yada. You don't need to do that in MechWarrior 5 because you pilot one mech, so you need that one mech to do the thing and nothing else. Mostly scout, because again, you're one mech and you are always or almost always leading the lance, so you're going to be the scout. Sorry, hope you like scouting. I do, but you know, a lot of people just want to be in a big stompy mech, and it's funny because they'll be in like a big stompy mech, they'll hit the G button and they're just like spend the entire you can do like a MechWarrior 5 mission in like 10 minutes, and they'll be in like a huge stompy mech and they'll just be like trundling along the entire time at 54 kph. So you can see I did away with the PPCs, filled it full of medium lasers because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And so I've got way better than a medium laser array. It looks like 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's 6 of them. I just can't count. So here we are, basically making this mech do medium to long range. So you have your medium lasers because the mech is going to be closing the entire time. And but in this game it's different because it's not like medium and long range, it's medium and knockdown, right? You don't really like range plays a much bigger role in this game. Like you can legitimately have snipers, you can legitimately have not like in MechWarrior 5 where all the maps are the size of a silver dollar, right? Instead, you can have legitimate snipers that actually snipe things, and that's super cool in this game. But mostly, you need your every mech needs to have the capacity to knock the enemy mech down. Because the second you build a mech that can't do that, you're going to be on that mission that your target is going to be at 99% instability, and you'll have burnt through all your mechs, and your last mech won't be able to knock it down. So you should always like put an LRM5 on something. It's not a big deal. So here you can see I purchased the jump jets and stuck them on there, and I'm a little bit over tonnage, and I'm considering ditching those small lasers. But the thing about the Banshee is that the Banshee is a gorilla, and it has amazing, amazing, amazing melee damage, and you can take melee damage in this game to astronomical levels. Like this game is all about the melee, in my opinion. Similar to what you can in MechWarrior 5 now that melee's been added to the game. Like you can just build a Banshee that just walks up on things and hits them with an axe, and that mech is like, so. And we're gonna do something similar with this Banshee by the time we're through with it. So yeah, instead of getting rid of the small laser, we ditched the LRM-20, which is fine because we're only doing one rack of LRM ammo, and it's much more ammo efficient, the LRM-15. So that's all fine because again, it's only going to be doing like knockdowns. You're not really going to be like, oh, I need my LRM-15 to get this last kill. Maybe, but probably not because LRMs aren't good for that in this game because they shoot the entire mech all over the place. So yeah, our mods, and we're just like dumping on plus damage, plus stability damage, uh, death from above, everything. Because again, like since you can put jump jets on any mech, including the Banshee in any game, but since you can put jump jets in any mech in this game, and it's like a huge mobility bonus in this game, especially compared to MechWarrior 5, you can really get a big mech like a Banshee up in something's face, something that's a faster mech, even like a Grasshopper, or heaven forbid a Panther, right, that can move at 64 kph, just can't outrun something with jump jets and heat management in this game. And so, and you'd have like a brawler, you'd have like Behemoth in this thing, and Behemoth would get up on that Panther, and the Panther would be looking up at the Banshee like this. It just go, so. Because I don't know what I don't know if I even look at the, like, scroll over the melee damage, but this thing is doing like 150 melee damage. Like, that's like an Alpha Strike plus of an assault mech in damage, and that's going to hit one part of the mech every time, assuming you hit it all, but it's going to hit one part of the mech, which makes melee just incredible. Because again, like, you can make purpose-built, like this is almost a purpose-built melee mech, and what are they going to do back to you? Like, even if you box with an assault mech, like, that's enough to knock a part off of the assault mech. So even if the assault mech, like, the smartest thing they can do is punch you back, and there's no way they can punch you back as hard. Like, they just have to outnumber you at that point to get you back. So yeah, here's our sort of basic block of stats. It looks more like what it does with an assault mech, right? Mostly because it's so much easier to push firepower up, push durability up, push there. So yeah, I called it 145 damage. I think I said 150. Like, come on. Come on. It's almost unbalanced, right? It's almost to the point, other than like you have to commit serious risks to get into melee, and you're probably going to get hit back. It's incredible. Melee is incredible in this game. So here's the lance. Look at all those slots. Look at that beautiful ship, man. Looking at this story mission. We're gonna do a story mission together too, with the face cam on, because I didn't record audio during that. I'm sure I did these missions back to back and had the look down and was like, oh, it's a funny little red light, but I didn't make any sound for either of those. But I don't think I didn't realize until I started finishing this upload, and it was just one of those things. Like, I was working at the time, even though, like, it was during the pandemic, so I was like, I'm going to start making YouTube videos, I'm going to start uploading them, and I was able to make the entire series, but by the time the series was complete and it was time to upload them, I only was able to upload like 15 out of 50 videos, and then it was time to go back to work. And so, but it's all right. We're here. We've got some better tech. I'm here. You can see my glorious jowls. And we're going to be off to the story mission. I think I do a little bit more housekeeping mission work, whatever. Oh, I know why. It's because we've got our training modules up now, and of course, whenever you fly somewhere, after you have your training modules up, you need to check your pilots, because that time is turning into experience, but only for your babies, right? So here's Sledge. He's a baby. Doesn't have enough experience for anything. Proxima, not a baby anymore. She was on that mission. She did a good job, and I think she's in the Panthers, so I was trying really hard to get her killed. Apologies. But yeah, she's got some upgrades. Who else? Mamba, another new pilot, probably has some upgrades by now. But looks like our B/C team is coming together a little bit. You don't need in this game. It's fun because the mech pilots like actually matter, and they're a lot more personalized, a lot more specialized. So you can kind of collect like mech pilots like you collect mechs. Like it's like a Pokemon thing. Like you're building a team of cool people to do cool stuff with, where in MechWarrior 5 you don't care at all. Like your pilots are like completely replaceable. Like once you have like 12ish, not even 12, like once you have 8 maxed out pilots, you don't think about pilots ever again, and you don't care about them. Where in this game, it's like when a pilot dies, it's like a huge investment of time and specialization to get those pilots back. So like you never want to lose your pilots. Where in MechWarrior 5, losing pilots is whatever. Anyway, I think we'll paint this Banshee next. Paint our big gorilla. But that's pretty much it for the video. You can sit down and watch us fight with the cosmetic interface in this game, which isn't very good. I'm making fun of that AC2 cannon sticking all the way out of there. But I mean, it's a cool looking mech. Like, look at all that. Look at that big shoulder pod. Big LRM 15 up there. Looks even crazier with an LRM 20 because it's the same box with more tubes in it. And I've got all these like medium and small laser slots. Just makes the mech terrifying. 3S is a terrifying Banshee. We call it the big Banshee in MechWarrior 5. Just like the Charger. There's a little Charger and there's a big Charger. Charger's not even in this game, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you feel about the Charger. So yeah, so this is like the gorilla, like hairy chest. Again, like the I'm a monkey skin. And so we'll look at some of these other ones, and then the skin interface will break, which is really frustrating. So yeah, there you see that it's like trying to switch, but it like the game doesn't think. And so for some reason, but yeah, if you switch between mechs and then go back, it fixes it sort of. It's broken. It's a bug. So yeah, so there's our gorilla-chested, big, scary Banshee, melee Banshee that's going to crush things in one hit if it gets close enough. Fun mech to use. A lot of fun. And I honestly think that that's everything. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say see you guys later. Thanks for watching.